Witter Jones had got the whole group on a place that no one knew where they are. "Where are we?" Lizzie asked. "We're in some place called the docks," Witter Jones said. "This is where Mill Heaven is, and if we can get through this, we'll get home." "So what are we going to do when we get back home?" Fred asked. "We find a boat so all four of us can get to safety. Maybe Papa and I can look for someone that I know that still works," Bill suggested. "Sounds good. Then we can get out of there that way," Papa said. Then Bill began looking for a working boat, but unfortunately they had no luck. "Well, I guess we won't be escaping that way." "Shit, well, I guess there is a bridge we can go to," Bill said as he pointed to the bridge. "That is the port we can all go to," Bill suggested as the group started to head out. They killed wandering zombies along the way, as well as some special infected. "I can't wait to get home," Sister said. "Me too. I miss home," Brother said. "Me free," Lizzie replied. "Make it 4, 5, and 6, Fred suggested, as everyone laughed. They all came to a train cart that had a tank inside, but no one knows who was in it. "Who is in the train cart?" Brother asked. "It sounds like a tank might be inside," Zoe said, pressing her ear towards the train cart to hear a snoring tank. "Now me open this will sound the alarm the tank, so when we open this, we better run away from him and shoot him down," Bill said, as everyone stood far back as the tank had awoken and started to attack. The group shot down the tank as the group went through the train cart and cut across the train yard. "This is going too easy," Lizzie smiled as the group found a safe room and they went inside. Brother can see Tootle and his gang with toilet paper. It was being thrown on the ground. "What the hell is this?" Bill asked. "That's Tootle and his gang, being assholes again. They're just trying to mess around," Lewis said, as Zoe smiled wickedly. "I think I may have a plan, but Zoe's going to have to be the most important part alongside with Sister," Witter Jones whispered, as the group and the gang knew how to scare Tootle and his no-good gang before they can get to the port bridge. Once the group rested for a while, they all were all ready to head out again, and they walked out of the safe room. "Where are they?" Francis asked. "They left, but they won't be coming back," Brother said, as Francis got baking soda and vinegar. "I got an empty bottle of water. Well, there is a surprise for me that they'll never forget. Wait till I scare the shit out of them." Francis laughed. "What the hell are you doing, Francis, with the baking soda and vinegar and a water bottle mixed?" "I'm going to scare the shit out of Tootle, Smirk, and Scuzz, along with a bang that they'll never forget," Francis replied. "Just don't blow your head off, okay?" Bill said. "Don't worry, Bill. I won't. And does anyone have a baseball bat?" Francis was handed a baseball bat by Brother. "Swing it hard," Brother said. As Francis mixed the baking soda and vinegar in the bottle, he tossed it in the air and then hit it as hard as he could. The bottle flew over until it passed and by a hill that had a bridge next to one of the boats that they had to go through. Then a loud bang was heard, and Tootle's gang screaming along with his two other friends' screams can also be heard. "That was too funny!" Zoe laughed so hard that she almost pissed herself from laughing. When the group all climbed up to the steep hill to get to the bridge that leads to the boats that is still stuck on land. "They'll still mess around," Mama said. "Maybe they want a piece of us," Bill said, as he got a puppet of Kermit the Frog, ran towards the safe room door. Tootle and his gang were close to the safe room when the survivors along with the bears already got there first. "Hey, let us in," Tootle said. "Yeah, come on out, you guys," Scuzz added, as Bill opened the safe room door a crack as puppet Kermit the Frog came out. "Hello, everybody. I'm Kermit the Frog here, so get the fuck out of here before we get you," Kermit screamed. Tootle and his gang then hugged each other close, and they all screamed as the group laughed. "Ready to play the final trick?" Witter Jones asked Zoe and Sister. "Yes, we are," Zoe replied. "How about a wicked witch flying on a broomstick with a flying monkey?" Witter Jones suggested. "That'll be fun," Zoe said, as Witter Jones got her dressed up as the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz. She also dressed up Sister Bear as a flying monkey. "This isn't as much fun as I thought it would be," Scuzz said, as a wicked laughter was heard from the Wicked Witch. Tootle and his gang saw Sister and Zoe as the Wicked Witch of the West and the Flying Monkey. Ah! Let's get out of here! Ah! Tootle and his gang ran away back to Bear Country. Well, that was something. Zoe smiled as she and Sister got out of their costumes. It's a shame that they didn't come to visit on Halloween, Witter Jones said, as the group was all preparing to go to the bridge at the port. Well, that's for sure, Lizzie replied. They don't even know what they're missing, Brother added. Next year, stick to the treats, you guys, Sister called out as the group ran to the port near the bridge and they got the generators started. Everyone got on the bridge. What's next? Papa asked. We have to make the bridge rise so we can all be safe. That someone will have to sacrifice themselves to save us, Bill said. And I'll do it. Everyone was shocked that Bill was going to sacrifice himself to save the group. Bill, why? Zoe asked. You can't do that. I have to, Zoe. It's the only way I can save you guys, Bill replied as Zoe's eyes started to swell with tears. I'll do it, Lewis said, but Bill stopped him from doing so. He wanted everyone else to live. I want you all to live so you can all say your last goodbyes to me, Bill said, as everyone said their goodbyes, and Zoe was crying. Zoe, I know this is tough, but I need you to know something. You're like a daughter to me, or even a granddaughter to me, just because even though I'm not your real dad, Zoe, I love you, Bill said, as he hugged Zoe one last time as she cries into his arms. The cubs and Mama began to cry too. It was hard to watch Zoe cry and have him not cry too. Goodbye, Bill. I will always remember you. You're like if you were my dad or my grandfather. Zoe sobbed as Bill grabbed his gun. Stay safe, Bill replied as he walked towards the bridge, ran down towards the horde of infected, along with 3 tanks. Eat fire, you sons of bitches! Bill snarled as the tanks restarted the generator, ran into a room where he looked at the 3 tanks. He had his last cigarette, and that was the end of him. Well, everyone, we should all get home, Papa suggested. Then Mama stopped crying along with the cubs. They were just as sad that Bill had sacrificed himself, but he only did it just to save his friends. Zoe, how about you come back with us? We welcome you with open arms, Mama suggested, as Zoe looked at Lewis and Francis. Can I go with them? She asks. You can, Zoe, if you want. We love you, girl. As a smart, kind, beautiful woman you are, you'll always be with us, Lewis said. Bye, Lewis. Bye, Francis, Zoe replied, as Witter Jones uses her magic, teleported everyone, including Zoe, back towards Bear Country. When Witter Jones got everyone back to Bear Country, the police and Mayor Honeypot, and Lizzie's parents and Fred's parents, along with everyone else in Bear Country, were happy that the cubs, including Mama and Papa, were safe. The news reporter showed up with the video camera. Listen here on Bear Country News, is that Witter Jones has returned to Bear Country with the 4 missing cubs, including Mama, Papa, and they also brought a new species into our world, a news report said as the camera turned towards Zoe. So, who you may be has come to Bear Country? Well, I am Zoe. I was one of the survivors from the world underneath this place. I am very pleased to be here. No more villains to fight or zombies, just some peace and quiet for a change. It was like back before the infection started. Zoe replied on the TV, as brother and sister, along with Zoe, sat down on the couch in the living room. That was cool. We get to watch this on TV, brother said. Yep. I wish Francis and Lewis can see it, Zoe sighed as she ate her chocolate bar. Want more chocolate? Sister asked. Sure, Zoe replied, as she covered her mouth and burped. Excuse me, she said, as she burped 2 more times before saying excuse me 2 more times. Cubs and Zoe, I have a surprise for you all, Mama and Papa said as they both walked inside the living room. Zoe was okay with sleeping in Brother and Sister Bear's room on a separate bed, because that way she can keep an eye on them at night in case if something were to happen. What is it? The cubs asked. Tell us, Zoe replied, as Mama and Papa pulled out a picture frame with the whole Bear family, including Zoe as well, since she was considered close to them. Wow, this is so neat, Sister said, as the picture was about medium size. This has picture as Mama, Papa, me, sister, and Zoe. The photographer did a great job on the picture. You look amazing, Zoe, Brother said, as Zoe smiled. She will always remember the day she met the bear family. Let's go out for ice cream, Papa suggested, as the cubs and Zoe cheered. The cubs and everyone else was safe once again in bear country, and Zoe had found something that Mama and Papa find her when she was with brother and sister bear, an older sister to them, even though it's not biologically.